If you work with data at any level, whether you're a CTO making platform decisions, a data architect designing systems, or an engineering manager building pipelines, there's a mental model that I think is genuinely useful for thinking about how modern data platforms are structured. Once you see it, a lot of decisions become clearer. So let me walk you through it. The three layers every modern data platform must have. The core idea is simple. Every modern data platform, regardless of whether you're running Snowflake, Databricks, or something else, is really made up of three layers: an ingestion layer at the bottom, a transformation layer in the middle, and a consumption layer at the top. Each one has a specific job and they're meant to work together in sequence. Let me explain what each one does. One thing I'll come back to at the end. The order you build these in matters a lot. Just like a building, the foundation has to come first. But let's start with what each layer actually does. The ingestion layer is where data enters your platform. Every data source your organization uses, transactional databases, SaaS applications, APIs, event streams, IoT devices, needs a path into your platform. Think of the ingestion layer as the front door. Its job is to bring data in reliably, consistently, and in a way that's tracked and governed. What usually happens in practice is that pipelines get built one at a time. Marketing needs Salesforce data, so someone builds a connection. Finance needs ERP data, another pipeline. Product team needs event data, another one. Over a couple of years, you end up with 40 or 50 individual pipelines, each built by a different person or team, each with different error handling, different logging, different schedules. When something breaks, it's hard to know which pipeline failed, who built it, or how it works. A well-designed ingestion layer uses a unified framework, one consistent way to bring data in, regardless of the source. Whether it's batch data arriving nightly from an ERP or real-time event, streams from a mobile app, the patterns are the same. Consistent logging, monitoring, and schema detection at the point of entry. In Databricks, this maps to the bronze layer in the medallion architecture. In Snowflake, this is your staging area. The specific tools, Fivetran, Airbyte, Azure Data Factory, matter less than the principle of having one governed entry point. The transformation layer is the middle of the platform and arguably the most important. This is where raw data gets cleaned, standardized, deduplicated, joined across sources, and shaped into something the business can actually use. It takes the raw material from the ingestion layer and turns it into trusted, governed information. Here's a situation you've probably seen. Someone senior asks, "How many active customers do we have?" And three departments give three different numbers. Sales says 12,000, marketing says 15,000, finance says 9,800. Nobody's technically wrong. They're each pulling from different tables with different definitions of active. This is exactly what the transformation layer solves. It establishes one governed definition of each business concept. So the same question always produces the same answer, no matter who's asking. Concretely, this layer handles business logic, data quality rules, deduplication, joins across sources, and standardized metric definitions. It's also where governance lives in practice. Data lineage so you know where every number came from, quality monitoring that catches anomalies automatically, and access controls enforced at the platform level. In Databricks terms, this is the silver and gold layers of the medallion architecture. In Snowflake, this is typically where dbt operates, building modular, tested, version-controlled transformations. One important thing about this layer, it's not a one-time build. Business logic changes, new data sources get added, definitions evolve. So the transformation layer needs to be modular and maintainable, not a single massive SQL script that one person wrote and nobody else can touch. Think of it as a living system, not a finished product. The consumption layer is where the platform delivers value to the business. This is everything people actually interact with. Dashboards, reports, self-service analytics, machine learning models, AI applications, and even reverse ETL, pushing insights back into operational tools like CRMs and marketing platforms. Here's the thing about this layer: it's completely dependent on the two beneath it. If ingestion is unreliable, the data in your dashboards will be incomplete or stale. If the transformation layer isn't governed, different reports will show conflicting numbers. And when that happens, people stop trusting the platform and go back to their own spreadsheets. The consumption layer can only be as good as the foundation it sits on. When the first two layers are solid, consumption becomes straightforward. Business users can explore governed datasets without waiting weeks for the data team. And this is increasingly where AI capabilities live too: predictive models, AI agents, automated decisions. The quality of any AI output is directly tied to the quality of the data it's trained on, which means the transformation layer isn't just a data team concern, it's the foundation of your AI strategy. The most important thing to understand about these three layers is that they're sequential dependencies. Ingestion feeds transformation. Transformation feeds consumption. If you build out of order, say, starting with dashboards before your ingestion and transformation are solid, you end up constantly going back to fix the foundation after the fact. The teams that get the most from their data platform build from the bottom up: ingestion first, transformation second, consumption last. And here's something worth keeping in mind: this three-layer model applies regardless of which platform you use. Snowflake, Databricks, a combination of tools. The platform is infrastructure. The architecture, how you design these three layers, and the governance that connects them, that's what determines whether the platform actually delivers value. If you're building a data platform, or if you've got one that isn't delivering the value you expected, try auditing it against these three layers. Where's the gap? Is a layer missing? Is one underdeveloped? Were they built out of order? More often than not, that's where the answer is: ingestion, transformation, consumption. If this was useful, subscribe to our channel. There's much more to come.